Hey folks, Jeff here at Back to Country. Appreciate you stopping by the channel today. Well, if you've been following our channel for a while, you might think we're a DIY channel. But we're not. We're actually a country channel. Unfortunately, or fortunately, well, it just so happens that DIY is country. You could debate that, but I'm here to tell you, DIY it don't get no more country than DIY. Now, if we go back in history, we can look at pioneers that came from back east and traveled across the United States to get to the west, found their first homestead. They were by far what we would call the original homesteaders. They were DIY. They had to be. It was necessity. It ain't like they could just run to town every time they turn around. Town might not have even existed yet. And once town did exist, it's probably a good stretch to get there. So typically, when the pioneers, the original homesteaders went to town, they planned it out, and it was just a once in a while thing, and they went and got some supplies. Everything else, it was DIY, by necessity. And to this very day, if you live in the country, it ain't no different. You got to run to town to get things, so you tend to learn to do stuff yourself. If that means that you're making a repair with some duct tape and a roll of baling wire, so be it. That's how we do it. You learn to fix stuff with what you got and do the best you can. But with today's world, I guess, we got Amazon and everything else, and they'll deliver to you. So it's not so much of duct tape and baling wire anymore. We can get the actual parts we need and have them there sometimes overnight, usually a couple days. If I'm in the city, I get stuff overnight. Out here in the country, typically it's a day or two. Next day is the best case scenario. But I digress. DIY is just a part of life in the country. But if you want to be DIY, whether you live in the city or the country or anything, there's a lot of benefits to doing stuff yourself. Beyond just the satisfaction of knowing that you did it, there's also the money savings. For example, this is my wife's car. It's a 2021 Honda CR-V. She took it to the shop not too long ago back in the city to have the oil changed. That's something we normally do in the city. We take the car to the dealer and let them do it. It was under warranty. The warranty just expired. So whether they continue to do it or not, we'll see. But it's not a whole lot more expensive for them to change the oil than it is for us. Of course, with inflation, that may change quick, because last time I looked, the price keeps going up. Aside from that, when they do an oil change, they go through the car and they do a little 10,000 or 10 million point inspection, and they tell you every possible thing that's wrong with the car or that they think needs done, and they give you a long list. And you know, you went in for a $70 oil change and you come out with a $1,000 proposal, and that's pretty much what it was. So of course my wife knows better than to do all that stuff. She just tells them I'll have my husband look at it, and we take a look and decide if there's anything they really need to do and what we can do ourselves, which is normally just about everything. But in this case, I'm going to show you a way that you can be DIY, save a fortune, just on one simple thing, and that's changing the air filters on your vehicle. So they quoted my wife $110 to change 2 air filters, the engine air filter and the cabin air filter. $110 for them to change it. If you go on to Amazon and you search for the filters for this vehicle, I found an air filter as cheap as $6. Now, I didn't order it because if you know me, if you've been watching my videos, you know that one of my things that I like about DIY is I can do it better. And so I use higher quality filters. But I'm here to tell you that you could get a filter as cheap as $6 for an air filter. I went for higher end filter. I use a Wix air filter, and inside for the cabin filter I ordered a HEPA filter, and we'll get into that. The point is that for about $33 versus $110, that's what it takes to do it yourself, and you can do it even cheaper than $33. That's just for this particular vehicle. Now, this vehicle being a 2021, of course it's got to be extremely difficult to do, right? I mean, you probably need some kind of computer, and you know, they want you to take it to the dealer. They're going to make it as hard as possible. So when you look at this engine, you know, you see the engine sitting sideways and you're like, oh, this is the intake, so that must be where the air filter's at. But nope, that's not where the air filter's at. Air filter's over here. The point is, if you don't know where your air filter is, a simple Google search, how to replace the air filter on whatever vehicle you have. Put in the year of the vehicle, the make and model, and the words how to change the air filter, and I guarantee a video will come up on YouTube showing you how to do it. And changing air filters is one of the easiest pieces of maintenance you can do on a vehicle. So this particular one has 4 screws that hold it in. It's a 8mm. I've already broke them loose for speed purposes, but they were not that tight. Very simple to do. So we pull these 4 screws. Now, things to be careful with. This particular one has this wiring that comes along the top. Now, you can unplug it and take it all off, but you don't need to. Just be careful with it. If yours has stuff that's connected to half of the air cleaner, then just be aware of what's connected. If you need to watch a video on how to do it, watch it. And yeah, so this one, all I got to do is pick it up to do that, and look, here's the air filter. And believe it or not, looking at this air filter, it looks incredibly clean. Okay, that side's dirty. That's the dirty side. So yeah, it needs changed. But that's how easy. Undo the 4 screws, take the air filter out. We're just going to throw that on the floor for right now to get it out of our way. We're going to open this one from Wix, which I bought at O'Reilly's Auto Parts. And the good news is that because I shop at O'Reilly's for just about most of my stuff, I get coupons all the time on their rewards program. And they had sent me a coupon for $15 off. So this was normally a $26 filter, I think. It's the high-end filter, and I got $15 off of that. So whatever amount that came out to, it was a pretty good deal, I thought. Anyway, the important thing, I guess, to pay attention to is how the filter goes in and out. You notice this has kind of a long side and a short side. So the long side was towards me. So all we're going to do is drop that. Oh, see, I got that backwards. The long side was away from me. Good thing is it only fits in one way. So I tried to drop it in, it didn't fit right. So there we go. You just drop it in there. It's got a rubber seal around it. It seals itself. Then we put this part back on. Seat it good, turn the screws to get them started. And this one, like I said, I'm using an 8mm, but it's also, you can use a Phillips screwdriver. It's set up to do either or. I just happen to like using the wrench. We tighten those babies back down. We made sure not to disconnect or break that wire that goes across the top here. It was very easy. It was no big deal. 4 screws. We tighten them back up and we're done. That's how simple it is to change an air filter. And I'm here to tell you, I've changed other air filters that are much easier than this one. This one literally had 4 screws. I mean, come on, 4? Are you kidding me? That's a lot. Some of them only have, if the old cars, they had a big old round thing and one twist nut in the middle. You take the top off, pull the filter out, put another filter in, put the lid back on, and twist that center nut back on. It was that simple. So that's how easy it is to do an air filter, and you can do it on pretty much any vehicle. Like I say, they're all a little bit different, so check for a video looking specifically how to do yours. But I'm here to tell you that an air filter is probably the easiest maintenance that you can do on your vehicle and save a fortune. So let's go look at the cabin air filter, because this was a $110 proposition, so we got to do them both to get our money's worth. All right folks, next we got the cabin air filter. I ordered this air filter off Amazon, so I just did a random search for our vehicle. And what I liked about this filter is it's actually a HEPA filter. So it's a HEPA filter combined with a carbon filter, which basically most of them are all carbon filters, but they're not all HEPA. So when it comes to removing allergens and things like that, I mean, this is a high-end filter and it was not expensive, less than 20 bucks. I can't remember exactly how much I paid, but less than 20 bucks. So, and it is from China, so we know it's good, right? So as far as this filter, pretty much all of these that I've ever seen are behind the glove box. So you got to open up your glove box. This particular one, it's got this little bar right here that snaps out. That keeps it from opening too far, I guess. And then it's got some little tabs right here. So you push in on the side, and these little tabs clear, and then right down here, it's hard to see in my position, I guess I need to change positions here. So right here is where the air filter goes, and there's a little tab right here on the side. You just pop it open. Both sides have a tab actually, and it pops right off. And you can see the Honda factory air filter. And okay, it looks a little dirty, not much. But this is a paper filter with some carbon, I guess, in it and laid into it. Not the quality of the filter that I'm going to replace it with. Oops. So the filter I'm going to replace it with, you can see here, it's more of a high-end filter that you know, is made in China, because it's got, wow, it's even got, these are like carbon beads. I've never seen anything like that in front of a HEPA filter. So that's basically to take smells out. So if your car stinks, I guess that's to help. It's got a little pull tab on it, I see. So let's see how this thing goes in there. I'm trying to see which side goes up and which side goes down. The other one is just pleated on both sides, so it doesn't have like a okay, it says airflow. The airflow goes down. This one, I don't see any kind of marking on the filter itself saying which way the airflow is. This is a thank you letter for buying it. So the question is, which way does it go? The picture shows the carbon side up, so I guess we're going to go with that because there is no marking saying anywhere how it goes. That's the unfortunate thing about Chinese stuff. They're not real good on instructions. Okay, and so it fits in tight one way and loose the other way, so it's not square. So you got to make sure you get it into where it fits tight, not lose your parts. And this little thing folds back in, and that's all there is to it. It's that simple to change. Then you just simply pick up all your wife's stuff that you dumped out of her glove box. Lift the glove box back up. Push in the tabs, pop them back behind. Pull your little keeper bar back into place. Snap it back on. Close the glove box. Voila, you're done. So right there, $33 versus $110. Now I don't know if I paid $33 or not. I might have spent less or more. I didn't add it up. But on Amazon, ordering the HEPA filter, you could order the HEPA filter together with another air filter, which was an EcoGuard quality air filter. And that was 33 bucks. So that's how I came up with the 33 bucks. The point is that from 33 bucks to 110, that's a huge difference, huge amount of money that you can save. Now granted, you're only changing air filters, I don't even know how often, depends on how much you drive. But even if, you know, worst case scenario, you're changing them every 3 months, best case scenario, maybe once a year. That's a lot of money that adds up over time. So when it comes to DIY, it's not an all or nothing endeavor, but you got to start somewhere. Here's a simple place to start. Save a fortune. Today's economy, we got to save every penny we can just to be able to eat, right? So here's the easy one for you. Anyway, thanks for watching. Take care. God bless, and we'll see you on the next one.